like to ask a question? We'll start with answer icon.
Yeah, Jeff, do you have a time frame on Fabbri? Just how long he might be out?
We suspect that that Fab's tore his ACL. We're consulting with another specialist just to get a second opinion, but the expectation is that he'll miss the remainder of the season.
Obviously, tough break considering the past that he's had. You gotta feel.
I feel horrible for him, to be dead honest with you. I feel absolutely terrible for him. Not only has he had to grind through, multiple ACL injuries in the past, he's also to grind through and did an unreal job, I think, of getting himself back to a spot where he played without any fear of injury and played with that relentless nature that he's got to play with to be successful. And, for this to happen on a pretty innocent play, it just is. I felt terrible for him. I felt terrible for him last night. I feel terrible for him today. He'll grind. The good thing is he knows what it takes, and he knows what it takes to come back, and hopefully comes back better than ever, stronger than ever, more determined than ever. But to just from a human perspective, I feel terrible for him.
And Bertuzzi, will he join the team in Seattle, or what's going to go on?
Our plan is that he'll join us in Seattle.
And he was just the same illness as why he didn't skate today from a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And with obviously Bertuzzi and Fabbri out for the next 3 games, that's a huge chunk of offense. Opportunity for other guys. He brought up Hirose. Just what do you hope to see from him?
Well, I don't know that he'll play. We brought him up. I'm not sure that I haven't made any decisions on tomorrow's lineup yet. I would hang the extra offense more on guys who will get increased opportunities and probably even increased ice time. That happened last night during the game. I think Veleno played more than he normally has. Zadina played a lot of minutes. Those are 2 young players that we think can bring our offense. He made a great play on the tying goal. Rass, all those guys are going to have to bring it to another level. And I thought they did last night. I actually thought, the Veleno line with Gagne and Verana was real good. I thought the Rass line was real good. So I think that's going to be a critical part of us being able to absorb the loss first of Fabs for what looks like the remainder of the year, and Burton in the interim. So hopefully those guys can step up and play great hockey, and then you don't feel the loss as much from an on ice standpoint. As I said before, the loss for Robby, I feel no matter what, I just feel real bad for him.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Max Bowman.
Is it the same?
Nope.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Steve Kornacki.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
How you doing? I wanted to talk to you about Staal approaching that 1,000th game on Saturday, and the significance of that, and also what he's meant to your team.
Mark's first off, it's a great milestone. Mark's had to work through some injuries to get to that milestone. He's been a great addition to our hockey team. First on the ice, I think he's done a good job for us. I think he's played good hockey. I think he's a really, really smart, big, strong player that we don't have a lot of those big, strong men like that. So he's helped us on the ice. I think from a leadership perspective, he's been great. I think he's a great sounding board for a guy like Dylan Larkin because of what he's been through in the league. So I know Dylan bounces lots of thoughts off him. I think he's got a great demeanor to him. He's calm, competitive, but also calm. And he shows up to work every single day. And I think, when you go through different trying times, you need guys to be great examples for young players of how you got to work your way through it. And, regardless of any nagging injuries, he's out there for practice, and he works his ass off every day. So I've got the utmost respect for Mark Staal.
And just one question on the goalie you're likely facing in Calgary, Jacob. What makes him so tough? What stands out to you about him?
He's really grown into an elite goalie in the league. One of the best probably. First off, they play good D in front of him. Obviously, most Daryl Sutter teams do, but he's really become a great goalie. You know, I saw him play a long time ago at the World Juniors when I was with the U.S. team, actually, and we went to watch an exhibition. I just saw this huge man in net that was super athletic, and I thought, holy smokes, he's going to be great. And it took him a little bit, you know, but he's become that great goalie. He's big, he's athletic. But he also fills net well. He's been coached well. He's worked at his game, and he's competitive. So, you know, he's got all the tools to be a great goalie, and he's certainly become that.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Lean St. James.
Jeff, when you suffer an injury like this or a loss with Robby Fabbri and Bertuzzi not available, I mean, is this where you see the opportunity? Maybe somebody like a Zadina or somebody, whoever is going to get a few more minutes, a bit more of an opportunity, you know, can kind of say, "This is I want to be in this spot and make the most of it."
There's no doubt, you know, I think most players feel like if given more opportunity, they'd excel more. And that's not always the case, but that's, I think, what the feeling generally is. And so that's great. Here is the opportunity, you know, and again, I thought they rose to the occasion last night. The thing about this league is you got to do it every night. You know, certainly when you lose two guys that have been a big part of your offense all year, as we will for the next 3 games, you need other guys to step up and play great hockey. And so, you know, I think Zadina, I think, as I mentioned, Joe Veleno, Michael Rasmussen, you know, all those guys need to continue to step their games up, I think, and then you can absorb the losses a little bit better.
And just, you know, when a skater goes through a slump, you can kind of hide it, you know, maybe somebody else is doing better, but when a goalie struggles, how can you kind of ameliorate that? Because you have to play one of them and, you know, there's just not much leeway there.
Well, I'd say probably 2 focuses. One, you know, going to work with the goalie coach, and certainly our guys have done that with Jeff Saleko, and at times you simplify things and you work on you try to narrow your focus on a couple things, and but probably just importantly from my perspective is making sure our team plays great defense in front of them. The best way to help a goalie out is to play great defense in front of them. So, you know, we've got to get to where, you know, our first shot on net's not a grade A opportunity. Our first shot on net's from the outside, and let him work his way into the game rather than, you know, the first shot being a primetime scoring chance from inside, you know, the scoring area from a real talented player. So we've got to do our job to help our goalies, put them in position to be successful, and then the goalies, I think, will respond.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, those are all the questions we had today for Coach Blashill. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thanks, Jeff.